Ealing Studios are in West London, on the District line, very easy to get to from the middle of London. One of the reasons why the studio sprang up here is because it was perceived to be a place that was close to London and yet didn't suffer from the air pollution that you got closer in. So there was light here. There was something that filmmakers could work with.
It's the longest continuing centre of filmmaking in the world. Filmmaking has been going on at Ealing since 1902. In 1931, Basil Dean, a theatre impresario, moved into filmmaking, establishing his company Associated Talking Pictures here and built the first purpose-built sound studios in Britain. It's that studio that in 1938, when it's really a little bit at a low ebb, that is taken over by Michael Balkan.
Hello and welcome to Art Beyond the Museum's UK edition. My name's Daniel and I'll be talking you through the UK part of this series. So, firstly, let's talk about Art Beyond Museums. What is this project? For that, we'll focus on museums. What are museums? Are they places to collect art and exhibit them? No, they're actually places to collect art and show them to the people, bring them to the people. So, if we find ourselves in a situation like the current global pandemic where we can't visit our favourite museums, our favourite galleries, we can't travel to our favourite places to see the interesting cities we like to normally enjoy, what do? Do we just let these places go to waste as if we can't access them? The artwork in galleries, do they go to waste as well? Do they collect dust in a dark room? No. We want to bring them to the people. We want them to bring the artwork and these places to you. That's what Art Beyond Museums is. We're going to bring the artwork to you, the cities to you, the places of interest to you in the comfort of your own home. So, I can tell you now that this whole series is brought to you by Lotus on Water. Lotus on Water is a very unique gallery in Singapore, founded by Feng Shui Master Yun Longzi. In 2006, Master Yun collected all of his knowledge, his experience, and put it all together to find Lotus on Water. In 2019, Master Yun was recognised by CCTV China with the I Ching Gold Medal Master Award, Achievement in Arts Award, among many others. Not only that, Master Yun was the first and currently the only artist ever to host an art exhibition on the Great Wall of China. A very unique feat indeed, unmatched by any other artist. And fortunately enough for us today, that part of that collection is what we're going to be looking at. The very collection that was on the Great Wall of China. Current collectors of this collection include the Cambodian royal family, the director of the Louvre Museum in Abu Dhabi, and the owner of Laurent Perrier Champagne. Master Yun actually has a very special and close connection with Laurent Perrier Champagne. It's a name that's recognised throughout the world for using the finest grapes to make some of the finest champagne. Master Yun not only uses the champagne in his paintings, a very unique addition that no other artist does. In Laurent Perrier's 200-year history, once they were founded in 1812, they never before have collaborated with an artist. Before we go a bit further into the creativity side, I want to focus on one of Master Yun's paintings. This is from the Yellow Crane of Everlasting Victory series, one of 108 cranes that formed a 13.8 metre long piece of artwork on the Great Wall of China. Here, next to me, I have one of the cranes. This is number 45 in the series, and what's unique about this painting, Master Yun is a Feng Shui painter. In traditional Chinese paintings, you don't see this much colour, this much vibrance. You notice the reds, the oranges, the greens. The black is very traditional, whereas the gold isn't, neither is the silver. First of all, I want to focus on the traditional aspects of this painting. The use of calligraphy works, the use of cranes and flowers, they are very traditional within Chinese paintings. What makes Master Yun so much different is the shape of the flowers, the use of colours and the use of the cranes. We'll focus on the crane first. The crane itself doesn't look like a normal crane. It's perfectly rounded. It almost feels like a sphere or an egg in terms of its shape, where the head is tucked into itself. This creates a mystical body. So Master Yun likes to reflect between the connection between heaven and earth. And that's what these cranes represent. They're not normal cranes of earth. They're mystical beings, almost mythical creatures. Made out of 24 karat gold, painted on dongba paper, so not traditional rice paper as is used with most traditional Chinese paintings. Dongba paper allows Master Yun to create layers. So this isn't just 24 karat gold painted straight onto the paper. This is built up using layers of 18 karat gold, 18 karat silver, many different paints. The techniques used are similar to that used in oil canvas painting. Again, not traditional Chinese. Master Yun looks at all areas to draw his creativity from. And that's what we've got here with this incredible painting next to me. Surrounded by peonies, using 18 karat silver, it surrounds the page. When we talk about the series, we mention victory, victorious, and that's what we see in this painting. It's bright, it's vibrant. So when you think of victory, you think of bold colours, you think of gold, you think of silver. So when you view this painting, you feel the warmth from it. It's almost a passion coming from the page. And that's what Master Yun wants you to feel his paintings. They're not just to view, they're to make you feel something. A crane represents status and longevity. So by having one of these paintings, it increases your prosperity, your wealth and your health. Many stories from Master Yun's previous clients has spoken about the benefits of having one of these incredible pieces of artwork in their own homes. Looking at this painting, it is incredible. As I said, it almost pops off the page. Passion, vibrance, warmth, giving you the sense of victory. But that's not all this painting has to offer. Under UV lights, you'll see the painting change, so the flowers, the cranes, they're no longer visible as we see them. Instead, Master Yun paints them using UV paints as if they are heavenly bodies. It's like you're looking out to the stars, to the galaxies, into the unknown. Again, making you feel something completely different, almost as if you're entering one of your own dreams, a heavenly place. So, as you can see around me, we're in a different set than what we're used to, a different setting to what we're used to, and that's because we're actually in a film studio. We are currently in Ealing Film Studios, which is the oldest film studios in the entire world.
All passports ready, please.
All hand luggage open, please.
Kindly make your currency declarations, please.
Makes no sense. If we have to have someone to bring out the money, let's get a professional. Or bring it out ourselves.
Make a spectacular getaway, you mean? At 70 miles an hour in the heart of London in broad daylight.
So how does that link to Master Yun? Well, whether it be filmmaking or painting, creativity is at the heart of it all. There's so much thought and process that goes into it, so much detail, attention to detail, and we'll look at the link between both. So throughout this episode, we'll look at Master Yun's paintings, his techniques he uses, the interest in the way the paintings make you feel, and also we'll have an actress on later who's based here in Ealing, and she'll tell us a bit about Ealing Studios, exciting creative projects she's got coming up, which includes a feature film over in the US.
I can't do this anymore. The lies, the guilt, I can't do it!
You have to.
You killed him, Luke!
Keep your voice down, will you? Do you hear? If I didn't kill him, it would have been you.
So right now, we're joined with Olivia Maiden, an actor and director local to here in Ealing. Not only that, at the age of just 19 years old, Olivia actually has her first feature film debuting in the US next year, which not only is she acting in, she's also directing. So Olivia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, right now we want to look at the link between filmmaking, creativity and Master Yun's artwork. Obviously you're based here in Ealing, Ealing Studios, the oldest film studio in the world. Can you tell us a bit about the link between creativity and filmmaking as well as artwork?
Yeah, I mean, Ealing Studios is like you said, the oldest film studio in the world, and it's home to some of the famous Ealing comedies, The Lady Killers, The Man in the White Suit, and yeah, it's really like Ealing is such a hub of filmmaking at the moment, especially with loads of studios opening up in the UK. But no, I think it's really interesting, like you were talking about the relationship between paintings and artwork and filmmaking. because there are so many elements in both which are so crucial to every filmmaker's sort of journey from the start to the finish. And you see in Master Yun's paintings like the depth and the balance, and especially the colours. There's so much in there that you can take as a filmmaker to start creating.
So when you look at Master Yun's paintings, could you basically look at it and get inspired for a short film by yourself? And in terms of going back through history, is there any references to any other filmmakers and artists that have actually linked up and you see the actual bridges and connections between both industries?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you look like previously with Hitchcock and Tarantino, they actually, like, when they're starting with the storyboarding process, they will choose famous paintings and they'll look at the composition of it, especially like you see the rule of thirds, and with lighting you see like Rembrandt lighting, which is a lighting technique used by filmmakers which actually originated with Rembrandt, a famous painter, and yeah, sometimes they will literally try and replicate the painting in a shot, and other times they'll just take elements from it, which I think you can see in Master Yun's paintings, because it leaves a lot, like, it's so detailed and thorough, but there's loads you can take from it. Like, I think you were mentioning about the UV light and how it completely changes. I mean, I think that is so important in filmmaking, because filmmaking, there are so many layers in filmmaking. You have what you show the audience, what the characters see, and then what you as a filmmaker know, but you don't give the audience that yet. Like all the subtext and layers there, which, I think you see that so clearly in Master Yun's paintings.
Oh, definitely. So you've mentioned about the UV lights in Master Yun's paintings is completely different. So when you look at Master Yun's paintings, obviously, because of the UV effect, I've told you about it, you know about it, but at face value, you don't see that, but you almost get the feeling there's so much more to the painting. Do you see a similarity in films? So like, do you see a bigger message in films? Obviously, when we watch a film, we understand it, but a lot of people talking about meanings behind films, that it's not in black and white, but you get the feel. So do you get that from Master Yun's paintings, and do you think they're very comparable? What I'm basically trying to explain.
Yeah, no, literally, they're so comparable, because like you're saying, there is a main message you want to tell in a film, but audiences can take so many different things from it, and that's what I love about it, is that, like, I can, when I'm going into the script writing process, I can have a few themes and messages I want the audiences to feel by the end of the film, and then once it's released, people can come up to you and be like, oh, that really, like, hit me in this way or something, and you never intended it for that, but that is like the magic of film and artwork, is that you can take so many different things from it.
So, when I talk about Master Yun's paintings, he uses something very specific called dongba paper. The reason he uses that paper is because he builds layers onto his paintings. Completely different to traditional Chinese paintings, but he builds a layer, then another layer, and another layer. And of course, what you see is a final finished product. And you don't really understand the layers until I explain them. Is it similar in filmmaking? Do you have to build a layer? Do you have a base foundation which you build onto to get the final product?
Oh my God, absolutely. I think there are so many similarities between that, because in filmmaking you have pre-production, production, and then post-production, and what people really only see is what you filmed in production, and then the final edit, but they have no idea like the whole journey that goes in from concept to the first draft of the script, storyboarding, shot list, casting, crewing, budgeting. I mean, you have all these layers built up before you get to the finished product, which is what people see when they go to a cinema, or, you know, in COVID times they'll be watching it on Netflix or on Sky. But there's so much that goes on beneath it that you don't see, but that is what really makes the finished product, because without all of those different layers, you wouldn't have what you finally see. So that is like the magic of artwork and filmmaking.
Definitely, I understand. So basically, when we look at them side by side, a film, a very good film I say, and Master Yun's paintings, both of them, what you see is an amazing finished product, but to get that product is built up over time and time, as we mentioned, building these layers, whether it be on a piece of artwork, on an amazing canvas, or a film from the storyboard right to the finished product.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's incredible when you think of it like that, and just hearing how Master Yun sort of builds those layers in. You don't really see that until you hear about it, but then it all kind of makes sense.
Amazing, thank you. Now I want to look at another part of Master Yun's incredible art series. This is from the name, The Sun and Moon Has Multiple Lights. This is right here next to me, and we have number 17 in the collection. So with this part of the series, I'm actually really fond of it. We look at the balance Master Yun finds in his paintings. Firstly, let's look at the title, The Sun and Moon Has Multiple Lights. Sun and moon, day and night. It has to be balanced and it has to be in perfect harmony. Whatever creatives you have, whether it be in the film industry, whether it be an artist, you need to find balance within your creativity. It's important to push the boundaries at times, but again, maintaining the harmony and balance, whether it be a painting, a film, a short video. That's what Master Yun has managed to execute here. The use of gold is becoming quite common among Master Yun's paintings, and only Master Yun's paintings. It's a unique trait he uses, and it shines through amazingly. It represents status, it represents wealth, but there's also a balance. Modern techniques using gold is also balanced out with the black pine soot calligraphy strokes. So this painting, as you can see, it looks a little bit more traditional due to the use of calligraphy strokes dominating the page. But then using the colours, the layering, we see a completely modern approach. The seals have vermilion in them, again, very unique to Master Yun's style of painting. Under UV lights, this painting completely changes. Again, we refer back to the name. The sun and moon has multiple lights. In the daytime, the sun, you see everything. It's easy to see. They lights up the ground, the grass. It's a beautiful picture painted around. It's a beautiful picture painted around you. Come night time, what do we see at night? When we look into the sky, we see the stars. Use a telescope, you see the galaxies. You can see incredible different sights, completely different to that of the day. That's exactly what Master Yun's paintings do. Come night time, the paintings completely change. When you look at the paintings, you'll see stars, you'll see galaxies. It's the way it makes you feel. And this is very important that we have the balance in the paintings. And the ability to do this, to paint one painting so completely different that under light it changes into something else, is a very unique and creative way to look at things. And that's exactly what Master Yun has executed in this part of the series. So right now we've looked at a link between filmmaking right here with our own Olivia Maiden in the heart of Ealing Studios, the world's oldest film studios. And even though Master Yun is based in Singapore, thousands of miles away, the links, the connections and creativity, they're all there. You can see the bridges and connections between both. Art Beyond Museums have been born out of this global pandemic. As we know, it's affected the art industry huge. Well, global pandemic, it's affected the whole world. Do you want to tell us a bit how it's affected the film industry as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you think of like how much COVID has affected the whole arts industry, like art in particular and the film industry. Everything was sort of brought to a halt when COVID hit in 2020. But it was heartbreaking to see how affected it was by it, but also sort of quite inspiring to see all the other ways that people sort of started creating again, and how much people have relied on the arts in the COVID sort of era. I mean, everyone sort of went straight to Netflix, Amazon Prime, because once you're locked down, that's kind of all you can do. And yeah, I don't think a lot of people truly understood how much it affected the industry as a whole until you sort of realize how much you rely on it. So yeah, I think it's kind of very similar with painting and the arts industry as a whole. You can go to museums, you can go to the cinema, but now things are starting to pick up again, and I think it's got a good future ahead of it.
Oh, that's great to hear. So this idea of Art Beyond Museums project, the fact we've kind of linked the two industries together, making these short films, bringing artwork together, and it's a nice collaboration that's essentially born out of a pandemic. So again, as you said, there's a lot of positives. Well, we need to try and look for the positives that has come out of it.
Yeah, and like next year I'm basically off to America and I'm shooting my first feature, which is super exciting. But we actually got delayed quite a bit. We were meant to be shooting in September and October this year, but America closed off its borders, so I couldn't get out there. And we've now postponed it until next year. But like, it's been so challenging. But I think now it's going to be great when things start to open up again and we can all get out there and do what we love and really appreciate the arts.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more. And hopefully it all goes well for you. And
thank you.
Hopefully you'll get a lot more draws in from being featured in Art Beyond the Museums, and we wish you all the best in your feature film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now, on to the third painting in this episode. From the same series, this one is from the part of the collection called The Flying Dragon and the Royal Crane. Dragons and cranes, very important, very traditional in Chinese culture. But once again, what Master Yun has done has used them names, used them terms, used them creatures, and put them in a more modern approach into this incredible calligraphy painting. The term royal and royalty within this title, again, just reflects the painting itself. The use of gold, silver, beautiful, rich materials. It's about wealth and it's about status. Now, we've spoken many times about cranes. They represent status and longevity. No one needs to question the importance of dragons in Chinese culture and what they mean. Here, I want to focus more on the calligraphy side within this painting. We've mentioned many a time how Master Yun uses modern techniques in his paintings, not too many traditional techniques. But what you'll notice about this painting, the core of it is the calligraphy. The core you see is the calligraphy use, the calligraphy strokes, using traditional calligraphy methods, black pine soot ink. There's a lot of tradition within this painting. There's a huge respect shown, especially the title, the royal crane, the dragon. But again, in true Master Yun style, he's brought it to life with a new vibrance into a modern day and a modern era, putting his mark on this certain collection. This is FSC 147, the number in the collection. Traditional use of 24 karat gold leaves. Again, you have the red, the bright colours, the vibrance, but not so much the earthy colours that Master Yun does use in his other paintings. The oranges, the deep reds, the greens. This is focused on golds, riches. Again, referring back to the title of the Royal Crane. Another very unique piece which completely changes under UV light, reflecting that traditional yet unique modern approach Master Yun seems to pull off so well. So, there we go. Thank you for joining me for Art Beyond Museums UK edition for this amazing episode in the incredible and historic Ealing Studios. Another massive thanks to Liv for joining us today. I really hope you enjoyed going through Master Yun's paintings, learning a bit about Ealing Studios as much as I have. Such a historical place full of creativity and vibrance, a perfect host for us to showcase some of the most incredible and unique artwork currently available at the moment. Thanks once again, and I'll see you soon.
The Art Beyond Museums series and Master Yun Longzi's Feng Shui art are proud to be sponsored by Laurent Perrier. For 200 over years, Laurent Perrier has not worked with any other artist before. When you purchase a piece of Feng Shui art exhibited in this Art Beyond Museums series, you will also be getting a complimentary set of 5 different specially selected cuvées of Laurent Perrier champagne: the La Cuvée, the Cuvée Rosé, Brut Millésime, Demi-Sec Harmony, and the Cuvée Grand Siècle, so that you can enjoy the taste of elegance while basking in the prosperity of Master Yun's Feng Shui paintings and calligraphies. Cheers to prosperity and elegance.